gentlemen, our great viewers, our great followers, and our viewers out there. Yeah, welcome to BJ Show, where we'll be diving into student life. And again, here today, I remain my humble self, Omotosho Orelua Benjamin Aremu. So, yeah, today is going to be an amazing show, and I want you to be well seated, well listening, wherever you are. And I didn't come alone. Yeah, I can't come alone to discuss a great topic like this. Now, I come with my distinguished guest, a great man, gentleman. I've known him to be a good man for a very long time. Yeah, can we have you, sir?
I'm Alalejo Mufara Kichimola, aka TJ, popularly Alitalino. So every one of us. Good to have you here.
Yeah, you are welcome, TJ. Yeah, next to TJ, we have a beautiful lady here over here. Please, can you introduce yourself to us?
My name is Samson Jennifer, aka Jenny Cares.
Yeah, Jenny Cares. Yeah, to the next gentleman beside Jennifer, please, can you introduce yourself to us, please?
I am my name Olatunji Abiodun Yusuf.
Okay.
Popularly known, locally known as Senator Love is Real.
Love is real. So, is love real?
Love is sweet to him.
That's his own, to his own perspective.
It's not that love is real to me. Yeah? But you know, us human beings, we were living in a state of God. So, we're in a particular country whereby we believe in religion.
Yeah,
Both where we have Muslims, Christian, and traditional. So we all live in the existence of God. By living in the existence of God, you should know that there's love.
Yeah, of course, of course. Even the scripture says, "For God
to love the world."
Yeah.
Thank you. You are reading my heart, actually.
Okay, so welcome back. Now we'll be discussing on this particular topic: the influence of social media on student performance. The influence of social media on student performance. Yeah. So I would like to ask you, our great guest. So, what do you understand by social media?
Social media.
Yeah.
When we're talking about social media is not just what you be like social media. No. Social media is wide. Because first pass information to large heterogeneous audience.
Okay.
You cannot just be like you want to go to radio station and pass information without using social media. You know, since we have been to adventure of social media, everything has been easy to communicate.
So easy in the sense that
we communicate to each other. You know, that thing called internet, or using internet has made things easier than the realm of our forefather. I mean, the area of our forefather. Yeah, if you go through it, you'll be like, you know, we have some social media platform that if you starting using it, you'll be like, wow, you still forget some motion of you being bored, moody, or being an introvert.
Yes, that's
well, actually, with what he has said, he said it helps in creating fun. Like you being an introvert, you can make do of social media and all that.
Exactly.
Well, I think I buy the idea. But actually, with the performance of students, which the topic that you throw into us.
Exactly.
I would say social media is a platform that helps to build some students, while it is also a platform that also it doesn't build students in another way. Yes, I'll put it that way because it is very broad, very broad and very wide.
We talk about say the influence of social media. No, social media is platforms.
Okay.
WhatsApp, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
How does students of nowadays make use of social media? No, social media needs to help our grades. Does not need to be hurting our grades.
That's true. We are getting to that.
Let's say students of nowadays, social media have been hurting their grades.
You focusing that helps grade. You cannot be like social media should help grades. No. You cannot just be like that. You know, social media are using for a lot of things. But you are like helps grade. No, you cannot concentrate on that aspect. it might help students.
Yeah,
which
it might.
is just.
Yes,
But
yes.
you saying upgrade, no?
No,
I don't buy that
needs
idea.
to help grades.
Okay,
know.
okay. I see that my guests they are boiling already. Yeah, but I would like to say that information will be difficult without social media.
Yeah.
Now, imagine in the previous ages before. Now,
There's
even
no
to pass
social
information
media.
to the town ahead, they need to make some fire.
You know,
Yeah.
olden
As a
days we
signal.
make use of media.
That is why it's called
communication.
olden days.
Mm.
You know, media communication is done on social media.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, social media is our platforms. And that modern transmission information that is use of TV, radio.
You get it wrong.
You know.
You get it wrong.
and even before then, there has been some means of passing information.
Like
Back
just
like
then,
what I
in the
said.
olden days,
Even
right?
before newspaper
Newspaper.
arrived.
Yeah. because there are ways that our forefathers do communicate with one another. Even those uncles that they are far away, like they don't always say towns or the
Sometimes, town
that is
crier,
it.
Kero.
That is it, yeah.
Organic
So they are
company.
passing information through that thing.
Yeah.
And most times they make use of our clothes.
I know
And
technology
yes,
era.
maybe if there's something like maybe they want to pass through it, like maybe something is danger
Yeah,
for
exactly.
the community.
Okay, now,
they
wait.
make use of a red
There's
where
something
this is
concerning
dead.
about this social media that we didn't understand.
Okay.
You know, social media aspects and with creation of those platforms. Yeah? Okay. Let's enter into this media aspect TikTok.
Okay.
You've been on TikTok as a particular person and as a student. You will see different things that will paraventure you particularly that you just forget the mood that you were.
You know, social
Now, when you are talking about that olden days, our forefathers are passing information through things that they do not have 100% sure that they will got.
Exactly.
The person
now,
will get
in our
information.
generation, in this generation,
Yeah.
just that most students using social media in the aspect that will tarnish their image, that will what? With coherence with what they need.
We tarnish
what
their
they don't
image.
need. Yes. You know, cyberbullying.
Sorry, please. So you're saying that in the midst of students,
Yes.
like if they are making use of social media, for instance, you said TikTok,
I said some, yes. social
it tarnishes their image.
Yes.
But can I put it to you that some people make use of this TikTok of a thing, and then right now they are a good influencer to everyone, especially the youth.
Yes,
That's
true.
why we call it social media.
Yeah.
But mark my word, I said some students use it. Okay, let's say for instance,
Okay.
you know, we've been in a generation whereby entertainment has getting our attention than reading book.
That's true.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you
You
get
can
that?
say that, yeah.
Now, listen, turning some student image. Our students won't go to social media.
Shiki Bomba, yeah.
During some era before our generation, and before we get to generation of computer, that now makes us new things that we don't know.
my own man. You know, social media
Yeah.
for students to improve their academic performance.
But
You should know. Okay,
you know that
sometimes
not
you know,
all students.
I want to use 3 minutes on TikTok before I can read. Okay, let me use social media. Let me use TikTok. Okay, what are you going there to do? There are several things on social media they do. There are some proverbs where you get teaching you English, mathematics, how to broadcast. how
Sorry,
to
please. So now you're telling me now that
you want to
social
use
media.
Okay, you want to use it for your academic performance.
Okay.
You say, okay, I'm bad in English. I don't know how to communicate in English very well. I don't know how to make use of present and past tense. In social media, there are a lot of things you can learn.
Yeah.
If you spend 2 hours on social media, you gain a lot.
Okay, wait. Has it ever occurred to each and every one of us that maybe you intend to use 5 minutes of social media and bam, 5 hours has gone, 6 hours has gone. So has it ever occurred to each and every one?
You're not getting my point.
It
That's what I'm
happens.
saying.
It happens.
Entertainment as well. I showcase our time. I take our time than concentrate on what will be useful for us. You know, students, we need to what? Great time for reading. Great time for what? To learn things that helps our academic. not that we create time for entertainment. You know, being on social media sometimes, you just be like, oh,
That's true.
instead of you to just construct some English, and after that you don't learn from it, you don't get it right, go to your social media, use some app like ChatGPT, GII, and your Facebook or WhatsApp mentor.
I'm
Also,
going to make my mother have been saying, go to what you guys been saying. You know, making use of social media. Are you using it to learn?
Yeah,
No, you are
okay.
using it for entertain yourself.
I think let's dive into the impact of social media at large to students.
You know, the impact of social media to people, you know, it creates awareness.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
It promotes education.
true.
To advertise.
No,
Students of nowadays are making use of Instagram
wait.
social media to advertise.
It should. So when we are talking about this social media, students should be this, should be that. We students, we need to concentrate on some aspect that social media will be useful for us. It's not that we focus on entertainment, be like, okay, we follow influencer con. No, don't concentrate on that or that aspect. Just make use of social media, and after that, you'll be like, wow, I learn here, I gain this. You know,
The
on social media,
impacts.
you can learn. Serious.
Yeah, that's true.
Forgetting about your study aspect. You know, when you are in school, you cannot be make use of that book that you were reading in school until you graduated.
Yeah.
And there's
So-
difference between illiterate and you that you were not illiterate. So people see you as a student that you are not illiterate. Now, when you were in your society and you were like one world TikTok, one of one same thing, the same stupid thing that they concentrate on, and you concentrate on it. You are not
So
student.
you that you are learned, like there's a
Yes,
way that you
let me
will
do that.
focus on social media.
Yeah,
in
there's
the
a way that they
that
handle
it
social
will
media.
be modernized.
Yes.
That you will make use of your brain while using
When you
it.
are a student,
Yeah, I
you
understand
should know,
that.
what am I using social media
Purpose.
The
as a
positive
student?
impact.
We are here to build our academic performance. What am I using it for? You know, sometimes I want to use 3 minutes on TikTok before I go do my assignment. Before you know, you spent 1 hour. The entire data have already
It happens.
gone.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
It
it
happens.
Okay, am I using it to learn, or I'm using it for entertainment? To entertain myself. There are things for time. There's time conscious.
Well, actually,
When you focus on time, okay, I want to use 3 minutes on TikTok. What am I going to TikTok to do?
Yeah, it matters.
Okay, they give an assignment, and there is everything on social media, everything on platforms that you can do.
So, and then let me just say a few things about the positive impact. You know, skill development. You can easily develop your skills on through
man,
tutorials on YouTube,
Yeah.
and then even social media give us access to scholarship.
yeah,
So you can easily, internship, scholarship on through social
you'll be
media.
able to access it quickly.
Exactly,
Yeah, you'll be
exactly.
able to submit your
But you know-
credentials and all.
Social media influence content.
Yeah. So okay. Let's dive into the negative impact of social media.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
So-
negative impact, actually, it has really ruined some students. I would say.
Seriously.
It has actually ruined them because most of the students now, they all focus on social media, for instance, like TikTok.
Yeah.
That is the most popular social
Yeah.
media right
Most
now.
usable.
Yes, it is now
For
our
them.
most popular.
Yes.
If they don't go into that app for a day, their body system, in fact, their immune system will just change totally.
I asked one of my friends, I said, can you do without social media? He said
For
no.
where? For
Can you
where?
do without TikTok in a
The
day?
Gen Zs,
No.
the
You
Gen
can
Zs.
do without social media in a day.
Come on.
In a day, you can do without social media.
But no,
Not everybody.
Not
you can
everybody.
actually do without social media.
Yeah.
But you cannot do without internet.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's true.
You can actually do without social media, but you cannot do without internet.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I want to use TikTok. I want to use social media for my assignment, for my education, for my exams. You know, there are some past questions that
So
I've
when
been on
talking
social media.
about negative impact,
Impact, yeah.
I can just say like, students are more alike into things that they should not. You have an exam, you concentrate on TikTok or WhatsApp. You know that brain app sometimes influence us into things that you don't want to do. Because you being on that app, you were like, okay, you got a message from your friend. Now, continue chatting, talking, discussing. During that process, you will forget that you have something.
Taking away our attention, our focus.
But can I say something?
We are being distracted every time.
There's someone that I know that she has actually been reading, like she has used like hours to read for her exams, and then all of a sudden she just says she wants to distract herself. Is that the normal? She said she just wants to distract herself from reading, so she just went into TikTok, and all of a sudden she only did that 200 MB actually. That she just wants to glance through it just to check, and before she knew it, the app is already telling her that you have less MB left.
Yeah.
So she was like, wow, like I have spent almost 30 minutes on this thing, and then she said she just wants to distract herself because she was already having headache.
You think about this aspect. There's difference between social media and a cell phone, and the phone that we are using.
How?
Yeah. You know, this is called cell phone. It's different from social media.
But social media is on it.
It's on it, but we cannot compare them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what way? Sorry.
Cool. I mentioned one thing concerning social media and internet. They work in different aspects.
Okay.
The reason why you can do without social media and you have your cell phone with you, those apps you can just what? Freeze it and concentrate on internet. In what essence? You have your Google.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
You have your Google. Communicate with that Google. Search whatever you want to share. Then go
So for this one now, those people that they are now addicted to it,
you will do what?
you don't be able to do that.
We should be time conscious.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
you know
Normal.
you want to
That's
use
another lesson.
10 minutes on TikTok today, don't go in there to do.
But
We have a lot of time.
Mr. TJ, why are you keeping TikTok? I know that for
Yeah, it's
sure.
okay. WhatsApp. I want
Fans
to
of
use 3
it.
minutes on
Fans of it.
WhatsApp. I've been on this status viewer. I'm a ghost viewer. Just 1 hour. You don't know 1 hour has gone.
That's true.
That's if you have
check
data. Oh,
status.
that's if you have data.
And
You
then-
don't have enough. You don't know.
Let me
Social
say-
media,
But that
As
it is just like a spirit actually.
like a
It is
spirit
not
Yeah.
that is
Even if you don't have data,
Spirit.
you have
something
millions to
that will
borrow.
make you laugh.
You borrow data from your SIM card, and then
Seriously.
before you know it, you're already there.
As we are discussing now.
Yeah.
I said to Allah, today the button, sunkún.
Sure.
That's
Another aspect.
Sure. Even if you see that 15 MB left, you be like,
You know,
damn.
I saw one
That's gone.
status one time that 2K in my account and 2.5 gig are okay. So if they could have data,
Yes,
it's life
now
for them.
data is life for some
Seriously.
people.
Yeah.
For each and every one of us in society.
So no.
But do you know that I can do without having data for like a week,
That's
and then I will not budge.
That's
Because-
You know, but
yes,
That's
and I
nice.
can do it without not going into social media for some
social
time.
media,
No.
making use of
Sometimes.
social media have taken a lot of impact. People nowadays, they cannot do with social media.
Normal. That's
It's
why.
something
That's
that
why.
even if you don't have light on your phone, you
My
feel like
guess,
it has gone.
my guess. But to be very honest with ourselves, we're in a perverse generation.
Yeah.
Let me just say the negative impact of social media is so alarming.
Yeah, so alarming.
Let's talk about the fraudulent activities. Even with social media, we are losing our conduct of behavior.
Yeah.
You see people cultivating the habits based on what they watch online, and you see them displaying it in their own family.
Especially this dancing stuff.
Exactly. Sometimes I wonder, you don't see some ladies, they don't have any other thing than just setting their camera, dancing, and even though they have things to do.
Even all these things now, all these social media stuff, they are not bringing it into religion. I mean, taking it into the church.
Even in
That
church,
is it. That's what I'm trying to say. Taking it to church. Maybe when there's music or praise or worship and all that, they start dancing those dance and all
I'll
that.
just give little advice to we students.
Okay.
Because I'm also a student.
Yeah.
I just give that little advice to we students that whenever we are in social media, we should maximize whatever we want to do.
Yeah.
And always remember that there is reason why we left our home. We left our environment. Come down to particular place we were learning.
Yeah.
And what can we do about it? Whenever you are using social media, remember you have assignment to do.
Yeah.
You have exam.
Yeah.
That will make you one day. Remember, there's one standard which students do use to say that lecture ti workbook ti lecturer fi oṣù mẹ́rin kó ẹ tó fẹ́ fẹjọ́ kan gbé sórí. There's difference between reading extensively and reading extensively or you reading in abbreviation.
Okay.
You cram like cram
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
There's different
Yeah, you
things.
scan and
If you read extensively, it will be useful for you. And during the time that we're not even in the school premises, and you reading Lakram Napo, there's difference between it. So as a student, we just need to focus on the impact that we will use social media, and people will be like, wow, only lo social media lóòótọ́, a sì máa ń rí bẹ́ẹ̀, àmọ́
Okay.
ó ní ipa gidi láyé ẹ̀.
Yeah.
well, you should be self-disciplined about
Exactly.
it. Be self-disciplined.
Self-discipline
You
and
shouldn't get
be
too-
intentional about what you are
That
doing
is
there.
it.
Be
What am I
intentional.
going
Be
to use social
intentional.
media to do? Am I going to use social media for this moment to entertain myself or to use it for my educational aspect?
Yeah, just be self-disciplined about it.
So, to my great viewers out there, please make sure to watch this show and make sure to learn about the positive impact and be cautioned about the negative impact of social media. Yeah, to be very honest, so many things are happening due to the what? To the effect of social media.
In our era.
Seriously,
Yeah.
in our era. So if we are seeing students, even they are full of disrespect, embarrassing lecturers, and this is what they've been seeing, what they've been feeding their soul.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm glad to have each and every one of you here. You've been a great
Welcome.
speaker.
Thank you.
You've talked so well.
Thank you.
Talked so well.
My only
Yeah.
advice to my scholars and my school scholar is that let's make use of internet for our academic students like me.
Yeah.
Let's use it to help our grades, not to hurt
And
us.
to use
That's
it wisely.
students.
To use
Yeah,
it
yeah,
wisely.
Students.
So
My only advice to each and every one of
yeah, see you next time. My name is Omotosho Orioluwa Benjamin, aka Aremo. So
you. I am Olarejo Mubarak Tejimola, aka TJ. In addition, Baba Omo mi, that's popularly known to each and every one of us.
And I
yeah,
am Samson Jennifer, aka Jenny Cares.
yeah. To my senator.
All and be by my name Olatunji Abiodun Adufe, popularly known as
Love is real.
So can we all say bye to our viewers?
Bye-bye.
Bye.